Hello, welcome to my video on how to use frequency analysis to decrypt your ciphertext. As a warning, this tool is only helpful if your encryption was a simple substitution or a monoalphabetic substitution. I placed some ciphertext in the left box, and I'm going to calculate the frequency. Now up here, we have the frequency of all the letters of the ciphertext. Now I'm interested in the frequency of them ordered by, the most frequent. So if you order by frequency, you can see the one that shows up the most is E. Now the first row is the ciphertext alphabet. The second row is the plaintext alphabet. So E, T, A, O, I, N are the most frequent letters in the English language. So it looks like E is going to decrypt to E. So here's what we do. This right here, the first one, is the ciphertext alphabet. Now I want to replace E with the plaintext alphabet, which also happens to be E in this case, so we kind of get lucky. Now when you press swap letters, you're going to see in the second box, all the E's, the big E's, are replaced with the little e. And in the far right box, it shows the actual replacement, so you can remember what the replacement or the switches you made throughout this process. Next, I'm guessing that N is probably T, because those are the next most frequent letters. I'm going to go ahead and do N to T. And after I've made a couple, I start going through the text to see if this stuff makes sense. Now here I have a T by itself. Now in our language, we don't have a T by itself. We have an A, and we can have the letter I, but not T. So this means that N should not have decrypted back to T. So I'm going to remove this, by pressing swap letters again. And because this is all by itself, it's probably A or I. Now here's N in the table, and it's closest to A. I is a little bit farther down. So I'm guessing N is going to go to A. Now I'm going to scan the text. I noticed that this word, KHE, shows up quite a bit. What I did was I did a quick search, and you can see that it shows up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times. Now the most frequent three-letter word in the English language is the word the, T-H-E. So I'm guessing then that's the word. So is K going to decrypt back to T? Well, if I come up here, you can see K, which is not that close to the T, but we'll give it a shot. So K, T. So if I'm thinking this is the word the, then that H must, decrypt back to H. Okay, so I see this word, T-H-E-I. Now my guess is that I has to be one of three options, N, M, or Y, for then, them, or they. Now when I go find I in the ciphertext row, it is actually closest to M. You can see that N is up here and Y is down here. So my guess is that I is M. Again, I could be wrong, but I won't know that until some of the words are, showing up and, not making sense. So I'm going to swap that. What else do we know? Here I have AXZ. It's a three-letter word starting with A. It's most likely the word and. Okay, here I have PN. Now that P has to be a vowel. It could be A, I, or O. Now A is already used, so it could be I or O. Now when I go find P in the ciphertext row, I see that it's actually closest to I, so I'm going to go with P as I. Okay, the first word in this message looks like something teen, and the F and it looks like it could either be 15 or 16. Now since the F and O are different letters, it can't be 15, so I'm going to go with 16, which means that F has to go to S, F to S, and O is going to go to X. Okay, now it says 16 blank blank. My guess is that this is going to be year, so M is probably Y, but not quite sure. That could actually be like 16 meal I don't know. So let's go see if we can find anything else. Okay, down here you can see this word, and I'm guessing it's heart. So Q is probably R. Now when you look up at the table up here, you can see Q and R are right above each other. So my guess is it is really Q and R. Here I have BTHER. My guess is that B is going to be O. Okay, so I'm going to go through this a little bit and see what we get. Okay, right here I have the word N-A-U-E. Now, in context, it looks like that sentence says, he remembers his name. That means U has to go to M. Now, if I try doing that, I do U to M. Okay, notice down here, when I press swap letters, it's not going to show up. What that means is that I've either used U or I've already used M. And that was our swap that we were a little unsure about. So here, I to M is now wrong. So I'm going to go and do I to M, swap, and it's going to remove that. And then U goes to M. Now what that means from a while ago is that I actually was the Y. Looks like everything is working out. 16-year-old Thomas awakens in a dark metal box. He remembers his name but knows. Okay, so we have nothing J. It ends with J. So my guess is J is now G. And you'd keep doing this, and if you come in, again, like with our M, we found a problem. We didn't know that yet until we got way into the this process. But that can happen. Okay, and I have everything. So 16-year-old Thomas awakens in a dark metal box. He remembers his name, but knows nothing of his past. Now this is the first few lines from the book Maze Runner. So I hope you enjoyed watching me use frequency analysis. So good luck on decrypting your own messages.